And this is the freaking LWW Internet Championship match. And I still can't believe that freaking Guile got ran down the other night after the show. And we just seen the security footage of that before the show started. I don't know what the heck Pollution's going to do about finding another member of his team. But hopefully he has another guy if he can fill in Guile's spot. Otherwise, the Viva Pollution group is going to be one man short going into that match tomorrow. And to start the show off, we have the freaking Internet title match where Satan is hoping to defend his championship against Nova Star, the dude Satan's been feuding with for months now. As it started with Nova wanting to get a shot at the Internet title back when Boo was the champion, and Satan interrupted him and took him out after having an Inferno match with him, and then Satan went on to win the Internet title from Boo after Satan became the #1 contender for winning the Inferno match. And then Nova came back recently, and then he challenged Satan for the title, and the two of them have been feuding ever since, the entire time. And like I said, now Satan has this huge freaking match on the biggest stage of this company, and he has to defend the title against a guy that's been a pain in his ass for the last few months. Even though probably wouldn't have had that problem with Satan that just left Nova Star alone, that Nova challenged Boo to begin with, but I don't know. And here comes Nova. Somebody who I know has what it takes to be a champion. And he's one of the most talented dudes in the company. And he's one of Xavier's students, alongside Damien from way long ago. Nova's one of those guys that's going to be the future of the company someday. And he's trying to win him his first ever title in his career. And he has to beat the devil himself to do it. And it won't be the first time, guys. Nova is one of those people that's like freaking Johnny Mundo and knows how to do that parkour crap and defies death like no tomorrow. I think he also has always been going around saying that he's been to space once, hence the name, but I don't know. The legality of those claims is questionable. But we all like Nova, that's why we don't bother saying anything about it. And there's a title that Satan has held for since he won it from Boo, that Nova is hoping to win tonight. Which would be dope if he did. So since this might be the last time Nova gets a chance to even challenge for the title, Satan has anything to say about it. And let's get this Internet title underway, and they both swapped sides for some weird reason. And Nova whipping Satan in the corner. Watch out, ref! Oh, Nova! I don't know what that was about, but freaking Satan with a belly back suplex after he used the ref as a meat shield from Nova's punches. And Nova getting whipped in the corner. Tilt-a-whirl slam there by Satan and Nova. Now Satan with a headlock on Nova. And a backbreaker to Nova there. Now Nova fighting back with punches and a kick, but Satan blocked there and just nails him with that big boot to the face of Nova. Now Satan has Nova against the ropes. And a shot to the back of Nova. And another one. And just letting him rebound off the ropes there. And Nova with a heel kick to Satan, knocking him down. And now Satan getting whipped in the corner by Nova. Closed under the back of head of Satan there by Nova. And now Nova with more punches, and Satan blocks another kick there and just nails him on another boot, knocking him right back down. And now Satan with just more clubbing shots to the back of Nova while he rebounds off the ropes. And now just stomping a mud hole and walking him dry. Now Satan picking Nova back up into a headlock on Nova. And Satan whipping Nova in the corner. And a clothesline taking Nova's head off there by Satan. And a leg drop by Satan there. And now Satan just with another punch there. And Nova with one of his own. And Satan with an uppercut. And Nova blocking that punch there. And an armbar. And Nova whipping Satan into a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Nova's strong, I can tell you that much. He can freaking lift Satan, even though he's one of the biggest guys in the company. Arm drag. And now Nova with headlock on Satan. And just punches him down. And now just repeated elbow shots to the shoulders of Satan there. And Satan is a former CIW World Heavyweight Champion. Shout out to Sean, by the way. And Nova with a kick, and a heel kick there to Satan by Nova. Spinning leg drop there to Satan by Nova, and a go behind. Russian leg sweep by Nova. And now Nova just sitting on Satan's leg there. Now Nova with a neck breaker to Satan there. And Satan also used to have a group that was literally called Satan's Soldiers back in the day in CIW, but that group got disbanded thanks to the Shades of Black. And now that group is having problems amongst its members. And Nova with an STO backbreaker into a Russian leg sweep on the floor. Oh god, Nova with a dark matter to Satan on the outside of the ring. I don't know why he couldn't have waited to do that in the inside of the ring, but whatever. And Nova whipping Satan back in the ring. And now Nova's back in the ring and Satan's back up. And Nova with a go behind on Satan. And Satan reverses it into a belly-to-back suplex. And I'd like to know where the hell Nova tore apart my announce table. Satan going for a cover. Only one count. And this is the opening match for the Internet Championship. And Nova missing the Pele kick. Good job, dumbass. And Nova with a DDT after that botch. Good job. And now Nova dragging Satan from the ropes. And now Nova going for a cover on Satan. Only one count. And now Nova with another headlock, and Satan reverses it into an elbow to the face and Nova there. And now Satan picking Nova back up. Oh god, and now Satan trying to choke out Nova. This is how he's beaten Nova in the past. And Satan, I think he beat Boo with this move too, if I remember correctly, to win the Internet title. And Nova managed to get out of it. Oh god, now Satan with the Satan's Fury Powerbomb! And now Satan dragging Nova from the ropes. Going for cover, Satan. 1, 2, and Nova kicks out after getting hit with the powerbomb. He punched the head of Nova there. And Nova with an elbow to the face of Satan as a response. And Nova with another dark matter to Satan. And now Nova springboard clothesline, nailed it. And Satan is just right back up. What the fuck? Misses the enziguri to Nova. Kicked in midsection by Satan. And Satan whipping Nova in the corner. Clothesline to Nova. And Satan whipping Nova in the other corner. Clothesline to him again. And Satan with a sidewalk slam to Nova. And now Nova is back up. Kicked in midsection to Satan there by Nova. And another neckbreaker to Satan by Nova. And then Nova dragging Satan from the ropes. After ropes is Nova. Leg to the head there, faking Satan. Go for cover. 1, 2, and Nova's the new Internet Champion off that freaking shot with his leg. I was not expecting that. But Nova wins his first championship off that running legs. Running kick there to Satan. And that's after getting hit with the freaking Satan's Fear powerbomb and getting almost choked out. But freaking Nova wins his first title finally. And I am so freaking happy that we were able to get that belt away from the devil. Either way, huge win there for Nova, and I am happy for him. Now we have to wait and see what happens with Nova now with freaking being the champion. The next match is the Intergalactic title 3-way between Aquaman, Jason, and Freddy Krueger. And considering the fact that Jason and Freddy, well, Jason wants to murder Freddy, good luck with that, Aquaman. That's all I have to say. And this is the triple threat intergalactic title match where Aquaman somehow has to retain his title against two dudes who freaking fought each other in the past and want to kill each other again now. Aquaman, I like you, but good luck with these guys. That's all I have to say. Freaking Aquaman won this championship by beating Loki a while back after he interrupted Loki's boasting after he beat Pollution for the title with some help, which was bullshit. And that Aquaman now has to defend the title against Freddy and Jason. Two guys who used to be teammates and allies in the Faces of Fear. And now they want to murder each other. And possibly about half the people in the arena. Which is why I'm glad that we made sure to take away Jason's machete and freaking Freddy's claws. Or at least we dulled Freddy's claws. And we told them not to freaking go on a murder spree when they showed up. But who the hell knows? Either way. And freaking here comes Freddy. I believe. It's either Freddy or Jason. Nope, it's Freddy. Freddy's been chasing the top championship gold since the first time he showed up here. And he's a former CIW World Champion and a former TAW World Champion. And now Freddy's trying to will himself a title in this company. He's failed to win the hardcore title in the past. He's failed to win the tag titles, I believe, in the past as well. And I think he's challenged for this title once before, but I can't remember. All I know is that Freddy's track record isn't that greatest when it comes to trying to win a title. But we keep him around because it's just nice to have him around. That, and honestly, I don't want to piss off Sean and Josh if I fired this guy. Which there has been talks about doing that in the past once. Only because it was a win-loss record. But Freddy's been on a bit of a roll of momentum lately. He's actually been winning for a change, which is crazy to think about. He finally decided to win, which is what led into him winning the challenge for this title. And he's like screaming no because he's trying to convince everybody that he's not afraid of Jason. Even though the last time we seen Freddy, he was shitting his pants and ran right out of the ring when Jason showed up. So I have my doubts on that, Freddy. That's just my personal opinion. Please don't haunt my dreams. And here comes Jason freaking Voorhees, the former hardcore champion, and one of the scariest sons of bitches in the company. And one of the toughest sons of bitches, too. This dude is trying to win himself yet another title to add to his resume. On top of the fact that he's one of the former intergalactic champions, Magnation back in the day, among other belts that he's won in his career, including but not limited to the Magnation Blue Championship at one point, I think. And I think he's a former hardcore champion in TAW. Josh, leave it in the comments if I'm wrong. And now Jason wants his payback against Freddy for stabbing him in the back a while back, and he wants to win himself a title. And also probably murder both these guys. So, watch out, guys. That's all I have to say about that. And there's the three dudes in this match that are competing for that title. And there's the title that they're competing for. That Vegeta is still screaming all the time about not being able to have back and also blowing up my phone. And let's get this three-way match underway between these three. And ironically enough, Jason and Freddy teaming up against Aquaman. It's like these two hate each other, yet they know that if one of them wants to win this match, they need to get rid of the guy that's the current champion. And Jason is just beating the shit out of freaking Aquaman while Freddy's just watching, probably directing traffic. Never mind. Aquaman got out of whatever Jason tried to go for there and kicked midsection. And Freddy, with a neck breaker to Aquaman. And Jason with a kick to the leg of Aquaman there. And Freddy with a suplex to Aquaman. I will give them this. They're smart to try and take out Aquaman, but now Jason wants to go after Freddy. Calling nipple tie between Freddy and Aquaman. Sean's going to be happy about that. And now Freddy and Jason with another freaking double gut buster to Aquaman there. And now Jason's dragging Aquaman from the ropes for reasons, I guess. Going for a cover is Jason. One, and Freddy breaks it up with an elbow drop. And now Freddy with a go behind on Jason. And now Aquaman and Freddy are ganging up on Jason. Russian leg sweep to Jason by both of them. and Aquaman just slamming Jason's head against the ring, while Freddy's just watching. Go behind by Aquaman on Jason, and Freddy, the headlock on Jason, and a neck breaker to Jason by both of them. And Freddy missing the drop kick to the legs, and Jason nailing a DDT to Freddy. And now Aquaman just getting punched from both these guys. Misses the running spear in the corner as Freddy dodged, and Freddy nailing Aquaman with a knee to the face. Aquaman punching Freddy off of him, and Aquaman with a DDT to Freddy. And now Aquaman and Jason double teaming Freddy. Backbreaker to Freddy by both of them. And a leg drop by Jason for good measure. And now Aquaman and Jason double teaming Freddy again with a Russian leg sweep again. Turnabout is fair play, I guess. And Aquaman just slamming the head of Freddy back against the ring. And now they're just punching and kicking each other. What in the world was that by Freddy and Aquaman to Jason there? And now Aquaman doing the smart thing. Or not, he's just going to tear apart my fucking announce table. And Jason with a choke slam to Freddy. And now Jason with a cover on Freddy. And Aquaman breaks it up. And Jason tried to whip Freddy to the outside of the ring, I think. And now Freddy with an armbar on Jason. And now Aquaman and Freddy double teaming Jason again. Russian leg sweep by both of them again. And now Aquaman picking up Jason. And Freddy with a body slam to Jason. An elbow drop by Freddy to Jason. What the freak? Going for cover is Freddy. One, and Jason kicks out. And now Freddy with a headlock on Jason, but Jason gets out of it and whips him in the corner. Clothesline knocking him down. Spear of Relentless by Aquaman to Jason. And now Aquaman going for cover, and Jason won, and Freddy broke it up. And Jason whipping Aquaman in the corner. And Aquaman dodging under Jason, trying to go for there. Continental tap again between the two. And Aquaman with a headlock on Jason. And Aquaman with a backbreaker to Jason there. And Jason shoving him off. And Aquaman with another DDT to Jason. But Freddy's just watching from a distance. And just taunting. And Aquaman just beating the shit out of Jason there. And Aquaman with another, going for another submission attempt on Jason. And Freddy immediately broke it up. And now Aquaman with kicks and punches there to Jason, knocking him down with that kick. And now Aquaman has Jason up with an electric chair face buster. And now Freddy picking up Jason. And Freddy strength freaking the powerbomb Jason there. Jesus Christ. And Aquaman just slamming Jason's arm against the ring, was useless move in wrestling. And Jason shoving off Aquaman there. And Black Death punches Jason. And Jason with the Friday the 13th powerbomb. Now Jason trying to go for cover on Aquaman, and Freddy misses the elbow drop, and Aquaman kicks out at 2. And Aquaman with a kick to midsection of Jason, and Freddy with another body slam there. And another elbow drop there by Freddy. And now Freddy going for cover, and Aquaman immediately broke it up. Continental tap between Freddy and Jason. That's a movie reference. And now Freddy with a headlock on Jason. Aquaman and Freddy double teaming Jason again. Russian leg sweep. Somehow he inadvertently kicked Aquaman there to Freddy. 1, and Aquaman broke it up with another elbow drop. And now Freddy with a flurry of punches there. And Aquaman with a freaking implant DDT. Buster DDT. I don't know what the hell it's called. Going for cover. 1. And Jason broke it up with a leg drop. Kind of over-exaggerated there. Clothesline by Aquaman. And now Jason with a headlock on Aquaman. Whips him in the corner, but Freddy catches him into a Russian leg sweep. And now Jason goes for cover, and Freddy immediately broke it up. And now Jason with a flurry of punches there, and a go behind. Spear of Atlantis by Aquaman! And Jason with Freddy with a headlock on Aquaman, and Aquaman reverses it, whatever Freddy tried to go for there. And Freddy with a reverse on Aquaman, and Freddy with a double-armed face buster. And now Freddy dragging Aquaman from the ropes. Freddy going for a cover. And Jason immediately broke it up because he took his sweet ass time doing all that. And Jason just whiffing that jumping clothesline. And now Freddy and Jason double teaming Aquaman again. With a double gut buster to Aquaman. Going for covers Freddy. 1, 2, and Freddy gets the pin! And finally wins the title after Jason missed with a freaking leg drop. Holy crap. Freddy Krueger finally wins a freaking championship with the odds stacked against him. And Freddy is the new intergalactic champion. The Faces of Fear finally won a title. It only took them 2 years to do so. Well, besides Jason winning the hardcore title. You get the idea. The leader of the group finally wins a title after freaking forever. Which sucks for Aquaman. But I just cannot believe that Freddy finally managed to win himself a title. Sean, Josh are probably going to be happy as hell about that. To see their guy freaking win a title. I know Freddy's happy as heck. And now we're going to have to hear him talking all kinds of shit about it. And the next match is the 4-way Intercontinental title match where Yusuke has to somehow do what Aquaman couldn't and retain his belt against 3 guys at once. But good luck to Yusuke with that. And this is the 4-way Intercontinental title match where Yusuke has to somehow try and retain that title that he's wearing around his waist right now against 3 other guys who won at qualifying matches to get into this match, being Cookie Monster, AA Omega, and somehow fucking Batman. Don't ask me how the fuck Batman got into this match. He somehow got lucky and got in this match, is all I'm going to say, because there's no way he should have gotten into this match. Omega is a former AWF freaking... What hasn't he won? Besides, maybe the US title. But Omega has held, every freaking belt just about almost in freaking the AWF. The only thing he really hasn't held is a PWTF title, and I'm sure he'll probably win that someday. After I win it, of course. But freaking, either way. And Omega is the longest reigning AWF champion, and he's a former US champion in this company. So Omega has won titles in the past. And he's probably my pick to win this match. And Cookie Monster is a former hardcore and intergalactic champion. And also he's won a lot of belts in the Mag Nation back in the day. And he also is a former tag team champion in the Sesame Street Posse with Elmo and TAW. And literally the only one that's really a dark horse in this whole thing is Batman. Because the only thing Batman's ever done in his career is held the CIW tag titles along with the other members of DC. And I think it was with Aquaman and CIW, if I remember correctly. And he's a former hardcore title holder in the Mag Nation back in the day. Over 5 minutes. Because, 24/7. And Omega's making his way through the ring, through the crowd, like always. And he's trying to win himself another singles title in this company for the first time in forever. And I spoke with Omega earlier in the day, and he is extremely confident with himself. He's going to walk out with that title. And I wouldn't be surprised if he does. He's making won titles in the past, that's for sure. And here comes the best in the street Cookie Monster, who's trying to win himself a title and bring that title back to the Unwashed. Because right now the Unwashed needs all the momentum that they can get going in that 7v7 match. It's like the Justice League could use the momentum from Batman somehow winning this match. That would be big for Batman. But who the hell knows? It's freaking one of those things that we'll wait and see. And also, this being a 4-way match, in order to win, is the same as the other 4-way match from the other day. Pinfalls and submissions, eliminations will occur until the last person's left in the ring. And I'm pretty sure there's no countouts. And no DQs. So freaking Sean is probably going to hate this match. Probably. I don't know. Anyway. And here comes the final participant in this match. The dude I question how the fuck he got in this match. And if he wins this, I don't know what my reaction is going to be. But here comes Batman. Just dancing his way to the ring. Freaking excited as all hell. He's going to get that big pay-per-view check, even though he's freaking a millionaire. Freaking, the fact, even if he doesn't win this match, the fact that he somehow made it to this show and is a part of this match amazes me, still to this day. Because this freaking goof, I swear. And I will say, he did last the longest. He was the last member of the Justice League, and he possibly could have won that match for his team if he wasn't facing two guys at once, being Wolverine and Thor. And Thor was offered to get a title match at the Super Show at the end of the month, since he's part of the winning team, but he was like, I'd be satisfied with just helping the Viva La Pollution destroy the Unwashed once and for all. And me and the rest of the management was like, alright, dude, that's your call, man. We're not going to question freaking the Thunder God's decisions. Looking at you, Raiden from Mortal Kombat. And there's a title that these 4 guys are fighting over. All 4 of these guys had to go through hell to get to this point. And let's get this 4-way match underway. Cookie Monster and Batman immediately going at it with one another, and Yusuke going at it with AA Omega. And Omega already going for his freaking Tombstone Piledriver, but Yusuke reversed it into his own Tombstone Piledriver with Batman nailing Cookie Monster with Luther's press. And Yusuke with a Spirit Gun to Omega. And Yusuke going for cover already. 1, 2, and Omega kicked out. Kicked in the section of Omega, and Yusuke's just all over Omega, just beating the shit out of him. Well, Cookie Monster nailed that suplex to Batman, twisting neckbreaker to Omega by Yusuke there. And Omega catching Yusuke, and Cookie Monster nailing a springboard, tombstone by Omega there to Yusuke. And now Omega go for cover on Yusuke. 1, 2, and Yusuke is the first one eliminated by Omega with the tombstone, and Cookie Monster nailing a Batman with a freaking backbreaker. And we are guaranteed a new Intercontinental Champion already. What the fuck was that? Omega just standing and broke his neck there. And Cookie Monster going to the top, and Cookie Monster misses that splash. Good job. And Omega going for a tombstone on Batman. And Batman reverses it into his own tombstone. And now Batman trying to go for cover on Omega. And Omega's foot was by the ropes. Lucky for him. And now Batman with a bat punch to Omega. And Cookie Monster inadvertently saving Omega there. And Batman trying to... Well, he tried to go for a submission, but Omega is literally right there by the ropes. And Cookie Monster is just trying to do whatever he can to go after Batman, but he keeps missing. Just like Omega just did right there. And Omega and Cookie Monster now double teaming Batman. And Omega just punching Batman repeatedly in the midsection while Cookie Monster held him. And Omega with a hurricane run of the Batman. And Omega just scraping his shoe against Batman's face. And again. And Cookie Monster is just watching. Now he has a headlock on Omega. And Omega reversed it with an elbow to the face there at Cookie Monster. Drop kick to the legs of Cookie Monster there, taking him off his feet. Heel kick by Omega and Batman nailing whatever the hell that was. Now Batman trying to make Omega tap out. Good luck with that, Batman, because I've tried. Trust me. And now Cookie Monster with freaking a suplex to Batman. And now Batman just punches him off. And Cookie Monster with a DDT to Batman. And Omega just going crazy. And Cookie Monster another Russian leg sweep to Batman. Batman punching a Cookie Monster off. And Batman with a clothesline to Cookie Monster. God damn. And Batman with a knee drop to Cookie Monster there. I still can't believe how quickly Yusuke got eliminated by Omega. That's insane. And Yusuke with a drop kick to the back of Cookie Monster and missing way to try to go for them. Everybody just beating up Batman. The Cookie Monster with a body slam to Batman there. And a leg drop. And the Cookie Monster going for a pin on Batman. One, not even a 1 count. What the frick? And Batman blackmailed Cookie Monster to go for there. And now Omega and Batman double teaming Cookie Monster. Now Batman just punching the shit out of Cookie Monster's midsection. Omega whiffing that enziguri there. And Cookie Monster with a neck break to the Batman. How the fuck did Batman outlast going to be former champion Yusuke? That's my question. And now Cookie Monster trying to make Batman submit. And Batman got out of it. And now Cookie Monster with a punch and a kick to Batman there. And Omega with a DDT just spiking Cookie Monster on his head. And now Batman and Omega just kicking Cookie Monster was down. Just kicked off Batman. And now Cookie Monster whipping Batman in the corner. Also, thank you Bandit Keith for coming out here and fixing my announce table from the previous match, by the way. I appreciate that. And Omega with a German suplex while Batman missed that move off the top turnbuckle. Good job, moron. And now Batman popped back up. And now Omega with the freaking Future Shock DDT. And Batman just had to get a kick in for good measure. Omega's trying to pin Cookie Monster. Batman keeps interrupting. Springboard front flip, which Omega barely hit Batman with, by the way. And now Batman with a backbreaker to Cookie Monster. Shout out to Bane there much. And Cookie Monster reversing whatever Batman tried to go for there into his own DDT. And now Cookie Monster springboard elbow drop, which he nailed. And Omega whiffing that kick again. And Cookie Monster setting up for another GTS. Or GTS in general. And Omega with the tombstone pile driver to Cookie Monster. And Omega go for the pin. 1, 2, and Omega eliminates Cookie Monster. And we are down to Omega and Batman. And Omega with the Russian leg sweep to Batman. And Omega with another springboard front flip, which he nailed. And Omega go for cover Batman. 1, 2, and Batman kicked out. And Omega with a headlock on Batman, who just tosses him off. And Batman dragging Omega from the ropes. And Omega's back up. Kicked the midsection of Batman by Omega, who whips him in the corner. Watch out, ref. Whiff that chop there, Omega. And Omega just tossing to the side there. Omega, top turnbuckle, sits on him. Springboard, nailed it. Facebuster to Batman by freaking Omega, who actually nailed the Rey Mysterio comeback. Holy shit. Fourth wall break right there. And Omega with another Future Shock DDT. And Omega dragging Batman for the ropes. Going for cover. 1, 2, and Batman kicked out. But he ain't kicking out of this, I can tell you that much. And Omega with one last tombstone pile driver to Batman. And Omega dragging Batman from the ropes. Going for cover is Omega. 1, 2, what the fuck? Batman! Freaking kicking out of the tombstone. And his Future Shock. And now Omega trying to make him submit. And Batman taps out to that after all that. And Omega is the new Intercontinental Champion in Lone Wolf Wrestling. Fucking Christ. Freaking Omega. He couldn't put away Batman on the DDT or the tombstone, so he was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna make this motherfucker tap out. Batman just showing his strength there. It took a submission attempt for him to finally give up. And I still can't believe that Yusuke fucking was the first one eliminated. But Omega is the new Intercontinental Champion. Great. That's gonna be like the U.S. title situation all over fucking again. Freaking fantastic. But freaking either way, a huge win by Omega. The fact that he's the new Intercontinental Champion. Just freaking crazy. And Yusuke is probably pissed right now in the backstage area. But Yusuke will have his rematch probably in the future, either way. And now Black Panther know who he's going to be facing at the Super Show, that's for sure. The next match is the U.S. title match between Cassian and not Cassian, freaking Cassian Cinders and Damian King. Sorry, different Cassian as I was saying it first. My bad. And this is the U.S. title match between Damian King and Cassian Cinders. And Cassian is a former U.S. champion. And he's been chasing the U.S. title ever since Damian won it. Because at first he tried to be nice and tried to be friendly. Damian asked him for a title match. And then Damian was like, no, you have to earn it. And then Cassian got pissed about that. And then Cassian earned the title shot when he beat Sting, like Damian told him he had to. And, now we have this match. And all I know is that Cassian has been pissed about the fact that Damian didn't just hand him the title opportunities to begin with. That's not how Damian rolls. He wants to show that he's a fighting champion, that he's just as worthy of being recognized as his own person, and not just because of his last name. And this is Damian's first title defense of the U.S. title since he beat Goku for it, I believe. And this is the biggest match in Damian's career. And he's hoping, like I said, to prove himself and show that he's just as good as his father and his uncle. Bzz. I haven't seen Virgil since he got taken out by the Unwashed about a year ago. Either way. We haven't seen Virgil since the last time he showed up to interrupt Xavier and Xander's freaking issue that they had last year before they reunited as a tag team. We haven't seen Xander since. Not Xander, Virgil. Probably because he's still recovering from that assault from the Unwashed. But, I don't know. Hopefully Virgil comes back at some point, because kind of missed the guy, even though he was kind of a dick the last time he was here on a full-time basis. And here comes the former freaking U.S. champion, Cassian freaking Cinders, and a former New Gen champion too. And now he's hoping to win back the U.S. title. Who remembers his first reign with that title? Thinking he had to share that title with Mr. Revenge. Shout out to Robert Serrano and the AWF. Freaking. And now Cassian is trying to win that title. He's the sole U.S. champion. Which would be a big deal for Cassian, because he really wants the U.S. title. Because he's always told me that he feels like he freaking got the short end of the stick when he was holding that U.S. title along with Mr. Revenge, which I kind of don't blame him. But who the hell knows? It's not as an excuse the fact that he's been kind of a dick lately. Don't ask me why, because Cassian usually doesn't act like this, but who the hell knows? And there's the challenger, former New Gen and U.S. champion Cassian Cinders. And there's the kid that's defending the title tonight, and is hoping to prove himself in the eyes of everybody in this huge, packed arena, and on the biggest stage of them all in this company, with that prestigious U.S. title, which ironically enough was held by AA Omega at one point, after he beat Homelander forever ago. And let's get this match underway between these two. Continental tie between the two that start off. And Cassian with a kick to midsection to Damian and a heel kick to Damian. And it was interesting when Damian was talking with his father Xavier earlier in the show, before this match happened. A drop kick in the corner. Xavier and Xander are hoping to retain the tag titles against the Rednecks, which is in the match after this. And Damian was nervous before this, but I'm sure he's probably gotten over that nervousness. Another Continental tie up there, the two. And Damian whipping Cassian into the corner. And Damian whipping Cassian in the opposite side of the ring. Drop kicked it, attempt in the corner, but Cassian moved, and Damian blocking the kick there, and kick there to Cassian knocking the big guy down. And Damien whipping Cassian cinders in the corner again. And now Damien with a DDT off the middle turnbuckle. God elbow tap between the two again. These two have been surprisingly even, kind of. And now Damien with an armbar on Cassian. And whatever the hell that was by Damien there. Now Damien picking Cassian back up. And headlock again by Damien. And Damien getting whipped in the ropes by Cassian. Flapjack by Cassian to Damien. Now Cassian with a go behind on Damien into a Russian leg sweep. And now Cassian with a headlock on Damien. And Damien reversed it with a suplex. And Cassian blocking out a boot to the face attempt by Damien, just nailing one of his own. And now Cassian whipping Damien in the opposite side of the ring again. Misses the spear in the corner attempt as Damien moved out of the way. And a drop kick in the corner there by Cassian by Damien. Crazy to think that every title that's been defended on the show tonight has been won by a new title holder. So far, not a single title has been retained. But Damien's hoping to change that, and Cassian shoves him off. And a DDT by Cassian to Damien. And now Cassian with an armbar on Damien. And there's a shot to the arm of Damien there by Cassian. And he just whips Damien in the corner. Watch out, ref. And Cassian with a clothesline to Damien there, taking him out. A shot to the lower back of Damien there by Cassian. Arm breaker by Cassian there to Damien. And a headlock. And Cassian with another neck breaker to Damien. Another flapjack by Cassian there. And Damien's back up. And they just ran right into each other. Knees to the face of Cassian cinders there by Damien. And Cassian just trips him up. And Damien just kicks him off. And they ran right into each other there. And again. And Damien with an armbar on Cassian into a headlock. And Cassian just tosses him off. The strength of Cassian cinders to send Damien launching. And Damien responds with the knees to the face again. And Damien with a kick to the lower back of Cassian there. And Cassian just punches him off. And Damien with a go behind on Cassian. And Damien with a Hurricane Rana. I thought he was going to go for a roll up. Now Damien with a clothesline there by the Cassian. And a spinning leg drop. And another one. Now it's not the time to be showboating, kid. And kick the midsection of Damien. And Cassian going for the freaking Cinder Breaker, which he won the New Gen title with. And just slams them against the ring for good measure, which is actually kind of smart. And now Cassian dragging Damien ropes, and Damien is back up. Headlock by Cassian, and a neck breaker to Damien by Cassian. And Damien just stomping him, getting mudhole stomped into him, by Cassian. And now Damien getting picked up by Cassian. DDT just spiking the kid by Cassian, and a knee to the head. Cassian cinders just beating the shit out of Damien here. Punch the face. And Damien whipping Cassian in the corner. And now he's getting whipped in the corner. A backflip by Damien. And now Damien, off the ropes, misses the clothesline to Cassian. Running clothesline by Damien. And now Damien's trying to use an Anaconda Vice just like his old man. He's trying to make freaking Cassian submit with this, which would be embarrassing for him. And he gets out of it. Jumping knee there by Damien, freaking Kenny Omega shout out much. Kick to the shin of Cassian there by Damien, and now they're just trading punch blocks, and Cassian nailing that one to Damien. Arm breaker there by Cassian to Damien. Go behind. And Cassian with another suplex to Damien. Oh god, and now Cassian, springboard front flip, which he nailed. Surprisingly. Oh jeez. And now Cassian setting up for the spear. And he just clotheslined him from behind. And Cassian setting up for another spear, attempt at the spear. And Damien catches him with the freaking Spectre Driver. And now Damien going for a cover. 1, 2, And Damien retains the title of the Spectre Driver. Cassian spent too long freaking taunting and setting up for a spear, and he got freaking grabbed by Damien. Nailed him, the Spectre Driver. And Damien is the first person to retain his title all night, surprisingly. Probably won't be the last. But Damien proved himself once again in this match. And freaking he retained the US title, which I am freaking very happy about. I'm sure Xavier is going to be happy about too. Freaking huge win for the kid. And speaking of Xavier, his old man, the next match is a tag team title match where Xavier and Xander are defending their belts against the Rednecks, which is a dream match I've been looking forward to. And that match is going to be freaking epic. And this is the tag team title match with Xander and Xavier King helping to retain their titles against the Rednecks FTW. Thinking that Xander and Xavier have never lost a tag team match together as a team. And they won these tag belts from Sub-Zero and CM Punk when CM Punk and Sub-Zero had their blow up a while back. And they've held these titles ever since. And now they have to defend these belts against a former three-time tag team championship holding team. And Xavier and Xander have held tag titles everywhere they've been. They're also the current AOT2 tag champions. And they have never, like I said, they have never lost a tag team match as a team. Ever. So the Rednecks have a huge task ahead of them to try and beat this team. I'm just happy to see them actually back together, because, you know, the whole crap that happened between them when the company started a while back. And then the stuff that happened before they got back together. That Virgil had to get involved in. And here comes the three-time former tag team champions, who are trying to win their fourth tag team title in this company. And the last time these two held tag title gold was when the Rednecks were New Gen tag champions before Roadhouse Soldiers beat them for those. Roadhouse Soldiers have been on a tear with the freaking tag titles over there and New Gen ever since. And I know for a fact that the Shield is probably still pissed off about how they lost their match with the freaking Roadhouse Soldiers a couple of days ago. And there's the tag titles that these two teams are going to be facing each other over. One of the most prestigious belts in this company. And these are the two teams that are facing each other. Two of the best teams in the company. And let's get this tag title match underway. And Jay immediately with a headlock on Xavier whoops him in the corner into the arms of Zeke. And just slaps him across the face. And Xavier and Xander still haven't forgotten about that backstage assault from a while back by the Rednecks. And Xavier with a repeated kicks to Jay and an enziguri to Jay. And now Jay with an elbow to the face of Xavier, knocking him down there. And an elbow drop to the chest of Xavier. And now Jay with an armbar on Xavier. And a shot to the arm of Xavier there by Jay. And Jay just hoists him up and just slams him down on his knee. And now Jay whipping Xavier back into the corner. And tags in Zeke. And Jay off the ropes. Drop toe hold and magnation elbow. Take a shot of whatever you're drinking. And Zeke with just a clubbing shot to the back of Xavier. And a suplex to Xavier by Zeke there. I almost said Jay. And Zeke whipping Xavier into the ropes. And Xavier with a go behind on Zeke and a shot to the back. misses the heel kick there, and Zeke with a shot to the back of Xavier's and a headlock. And Xavier's with a drop toe hold to Zeke. And Xavier's is a former World Heavyweight Champion in this company. He's freaking still the longest reigning champion, I believe. Actually, no, it's like the second longest reigning champion since Johnny Cage held it longer. But Xavier's was freaking the second ever world champion after Scorpion. The first one actually recognized because Scorpion held the title for only like a week after he won it in a house show. And Zeke just tossing his brother at Xavier's. And Xavier's just right back up. Xavier's, you might want to pay attention. And Jay with a suplex to Xavier's there. Elbow drop to Xavier's by Jay there. Sorry. And Xavier's just shoves him off. And Xavier's whipping Jay in the corner. Finally tags in Xander. Oh god. And now Xavier's and Xander just whipping Jay into the turnbuckle there. Never seen that before. And now Xander with a freaking... Xavier's, why'd you break up your own tag partner's move there? And Jay just beating the shit out of Xander. Now Xavier's is holding on to Jay because he realized his mistake. Headbutt to Jay by Xander. Kicked in the midsection of Xander by Jay. And there's another kick there and a punch, but Xander blocked the punch. And Xander with a go behind on Jay. Suplex to Jay by Xander. Just whiffed the slap there. And Jay would just pair punches there, and Xander blocks that one into headlock. And Jay with a suplex to Xander again. And Jay just beating the shit and whiffing that boot there. But Xander kicks him in the midsection and headlock and an armbar into a go behind. Chop block by Xander to Jay. Now Xander picking Jay back up into a go behind. And Xander with a suplex to Jay. And now Xander chop, punch, and block the forearm there. That's freaking Jay. And a shoulder tackle or clothesline, one or two. And Jay tags in Zeke. And now Xander's back up. Headlock by Xander and Zeke. Atomic drop to Zeke by Xander. And now Xander with a flurry punches. And actually finally nailed that rolling forearm. And Zeke blocking it with Xander trying to go for there. And the kick to the midsection. And Xander was dazed. And Zeke with a snap suplex to Xander. And now just repeated elbows to the shoulders of freaking Xander. And now Xander's back up. With the kick to Zeke. Punch the face of Zeke, knocking him down. And another one by Xander. And Xander getting whooped in the ropes by Zeke. Face buster to Zeke by Xander. And now Xander with the Xander's Wrath to Zeke. And Xavier just took out Jay. And Xander go for cover on Zeke. One, not even a one count. And they just ran right into each other. DDT by Zeke to Xander. And Zeke tags in Jay. And Xander blocking the punch from Jay. And Xander has Jay up for the GTS to Jay. And Xavier takes out Zeke. And Xander go for cover on Jay. 1, 2, and Jay kicks out. It's going to take a lot more than one GTS to put down Jay, that's for sure. The dude's a tough son of a bitch. And now Xander with a sunset flip into a power pin attempt to Xander. 1, 2, and Zeke broke it up. Twisting neckbreaker by Xander to Jay. And Xavier's is hyped. And Xander just tagged Xavier's back in. He's like, now it's your turn. And Xavier's with a back fist to Jay off the headlock. And Jay just punches him off. And Jay just runs over and tags in Zeke. And Zeke just barely getting him with that clothesline, whatever the hell that was. Xavier was distracted there. And Zeke whipping Xavier in the corner. Tags in Jay. What in the freaking off the ropes wheelbarrow suplex. I don't know what the that was. And Jay going for cover on Xavier. 1, 2, and Xander breaks it up. Can't have a tie between Xavier and Jay. And Xavier with an armbar into a headlock on Jay. And Jay would kick the midsection of Xavier. A knee to the midsection of Jay by Xavier. And Xavius with the freaking clothesline to Jay. Oh god. Xavius with the springboard clothesline, which he nailed. And Xander's beating the shit out of Zeke on the outside at the moment. At least he was. And Xavier's picking Jay back up. And Xavier's whipping Jay back in the corner. And Xavier's with this weird rope submission he likes to use a lot. And now Xavier's is back in the ring. And Jay lifts him up, and Xander saved Xavier's there from whenever Jay tried over there. Whips him to the outside. And Jay bringing Xavier's back in the ring the hard way. And Jay tags in Zeke. And now Xavier's is back up. And now Zeke with an armbar on Xavier's. Knee to the midsection of Zeke by Xavier's. Kick to the midsection as well. Another kick to the midsection. Whips him into the ropes. Heel kick. And another one. Into a drop kick, whatever you want to call it. And Xavier's with a neck breaker to Zeke. Going for cover is Xavier's. 1, 2. And Jay breaks up the pin attempt. Double chops there by Xavier's to Zeke. And now Xavier's going for the King's Clash. And he nails the King's Clash to Zeke. Going for cover. 1, 2. And Jay breaks it up. And Zeke with a flatliner to Xavier's. Going for cover is Zeke. 1, 2. And Zeke pins Xavier's with a freaking flatliner. What the hell was Xander that whole time? And freaking Rednecks FTW just beat the Kings with Xavier's own final notice flatliner. What the fuck? And the Rednecks are now a 4-time tag team champions. That's just fan-fucking-tastic. But freaking Zeke freaking just surprising Xavier with a flatline out of nowhere. And the Rednecks are now the tag team champions again for the 4th time in their careers. And a huge and shocking upset to the Kings. I freaking cannot believe this. Now Captain America and Iron Man know who they're going to be facing at freaking the Super Show at the end of the month. Which is just freaking fantastic. Man, and here I was convinced that Xavier and Xander are going to retain the tag titles, which is just freaking crazy. And the next match is King of Wolves title match, where if Jack 6 wins, he'll be able to cash the title in anytime he wants for a title shot. Like in his matches against Goku. Freaking crazy. And this is the King of Wolves title match where Jack 6 has to freaking somehow manage to retain this title, and if he does, he'll be able to turn it in for a world title opportunity anytime he wants against whoever wins the world title in the main event tonight. And I'm still not over the fact that the Kings lost to the freaking Rednecks FTW. I'm freaking shocked, and when Xavier and Xander were walking up the ring, they were both in shock, like, what the fuck happened? And Xavier wasn't even expecting, and he was the one that was in the shock most, because he's the one that got pinned. And he rarely's ever gotten pinned. Freaking just crazy. And here comes Jack 6 making his way to the ring, wearing the King of Wolves title he is held on to since he beat AJ Styles, I believe. And now Jack 6 is literally just one more retention away from getting a world title opportunity for the first time in forever. Because the last time he ever got as close as he used to a world opportunity like this is when he lost to Marcus Creed in the Tournament of Glory last year. And the Tournament of Glory this year is actually going to be coming up here soon. So that'll be interesting to see who wins that. And here comes Goku, Jack 6's longtime and oldest nemesis from back in the day in the Mag Nation. And Goku is a former U.S. champion. He's the one that beat Cassian and Cinders, and I forgot to mention that during the tag team match. Cassian is a 2-time U.S. champion, but he lost it to Goku during his second reign. And then Goku lost it to Damien, who retained the title early in the show. And it's been a minute since the last time Goku and Jack 6 had shared a ring together. But these two know each other very well, and they probably remember all their wars that they waged back in the Mag Nation. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two battle-hardened veterans handle each other for the first time time in years in the ring together. Lord knows Jack 6 probably hasn't forgotten or forgiven Goku for killing Jack Nation Red back in the day. I still remember that. And he is still pissed about that to this day. And there's the challenger, freaking Son Goku. He's going to be also on TAW. I mean, I almost said, why I said TAW, I didn't know. He's going to be on LWW Rumble sometimes. And there's the current champion Jack 6, who is also on it Rumble at times, and he's so far undefeated. And there's that badass King of Wolves title. And if Jack 6, like I said, manages to retain it tonight, he'll get a world title shot anytime he wants. Even possibly after the main event of tonight's show, or in the middle of it, like Seth Rollins did Money in the Bank that one time. That's up to Jack 6. And let's get this King of Wolves title match underway between these two. And Goku has kicked the midsection of Jack 6. And Jack 6 is already going for the Megaton Punch to Goku. It's like, I am not fucking around this time. And he's going for cover immediately. Not even a 1 count. Now Jack 6 will go behind on Goku. Suplex by Jack 6 to Goku. And now Jack 6 is just beating the shit out of Goku for killing Jack Nation Red all those years ago. And now picking up Goku is Jack 6. Into a headlock. Punch the face again of Goku by Jack 6. Belly to belly suplex to Goku by Jack 6 as well. And Jack 6 already telling Goku to get his monkey ass up. And now Jack 6 going for a second Megaton Punch to Goku. And now Jack 6 dragging Goku from the ropes, and Goku is just right back up. Freaking stubborn bastard. And now Jack 6 with an armbar on Goku again. Clothesline to Goku, knocking him right back down. And just more punches to the head of Goku by Jack 6. And Jack 6 is not playing around. He is pissed off. And he has to deal with Goku when he's this close to a world title opportunity. And he is not going to let Goku have a chance to breathe. And now Goku whipping Jack 6 in the ropes. Arm drag. And just slams his arm against the ring. Most useless move in wrestling. And now Goku picking up Jack 6 and nailing him with a drop kick. Just a kick to the dome of Jack 6 by Goku there. And Jack 6 blocking the punch there. And a third Megaton Punch to Goku by Jack 6. Going for covers Jack 6. Only of 1 count. What the f... And Goku blocking that punch and just nailed the drop kick there with Jack 6. The fact that Goku is taking 3 Megaton punches just tells you how tough and stubborn Goku is. And Goku is determined to try and ruin Jack's freaking hopes and dreams of getting a title opportunity. I don't know why the hell I said Jack Nation, dude. Jack 6 dodging whenever Goku tried to go for their belly to back suplex again. And now Jack 6 rolling over Goku, trying to go for a submission. Wouldn't be the first time Jack 6 has gotten a submission win if he somehow won with this. No, it'd be embarrassing for Goku though, and he got out of it. And now Jack 6 going to go behind on Goku. Full Nelson on Goku. Jack 6 channeling his inner submission specialist, I guess. And Goku breaks the Master Lock. We can shout out the CM Pulse there. Faking Goku with a gutbuster to Jack 6. And just kicking punches by Goku there, and just more punches by Goku. And Jack 6 is just taking it all and be like, bring it, motherfucker. And just slams him down by his arm. And Goku with just a weird submission, or whatever the hell that was, to Jack 6's arm. And just another kick to the dome of Jack 6 by Goku. And a stomp to the arm of Jack 6. Goku should know better than anybody. The more he freaking just keeps hitting Jack 6, the more pissed off he's going to be. And neckbreaker. And Jack 6 move out of the way of that kick there. Kicked the midsection of Goku by Jack 6, who just blocks that punch. And Jack 6 blocks Goku's and go behind. Into a suplex by Jack 6. And now Jack 6 with just more punches to the head of Goku. Just trying to cave his skull in or something. And now Jack 6 has Goku for the Jack Bomb, which he's also won with in the past. And Jack 6 go for a cover. 1, 2, and Jack 6 retains the King of Wolves title for the 3rd and final time. And now Jack 6 can turn that title in anytime he wants for a world title opportunity, including it even after the main event, the world title match. Freaking Christ. Jack 6 finally got one up over Goku for the first time in forever. Freaking holy crap. And I'm actually kind of happy about that. Jack 6 has just been on a run of dominance since he won that title. And even before that. And now he is that much closer to being able to challenge for the world title. And possibly winning. Which would be freaking awesome. Unless it's against Creed. That would suck. But then again, there would be justice in the eyes of Jack 6 for that freaking Tournament of Glory lost the year before. Either way. The next match is the undisputed women's title match, where Sonya and Dawn, the two women's champions of both New Gen and main roster, are facing each other to decide who's the unified champion. And Dawn's probably going to super kick Sonya's fucking head off. Hopefully. And this is the final time you'll ever see Sonya and Dawn walking out with the two women's titles that they're holding, as these two belts will be unified into the undisputed women's championship of the entire company. And the first one to come out is freaking Sonya, who's been on a freaking path of destruction to the entire women's division of the main roster. And Dawn just recently won her title. So this will be interesting to see if Dawn can do what multiple others, including former champions, haven't been able to do, and that's put an end to Sonya's reign of destruction with this title. And it's going to be hard to believe this is the last time we're ever going to see the Queen of Wolves title. Because it's, like I said, it's getting unified with the New Gen title. It's just freaking crazy. And this is a match that I've been looking forward to for a while. And here comes my pick for hopefully whoever wins this match. Freaking Dawn, who will be the final New Gen Women's Champion. And it's just going to be hard to believe we won't be seeing that belt ever again, either. And after freaking Dawn had to bust her ass to win that title, and had to deal with Juliet Sterling's bullshit. And this is a match that Dawn's been looking forward to for a while, because this is her freaking moment. This is the biggest stage of them all. The co-main event of this pay-per-view, besides the 7-on-7. And this is Dawn's biggest match of her career. And this is the biggest match of Sonya's career too. And it'll just be interesting to see which one of these two will walk out as the undisputed women's champion. And who will be leaving with nothing, since they will be losing the title they walked in here with after tonight. Just gonna be freaking crazy. And there's the undisputed women's championship, the belt that is that'll be the one that unifies both the New Gen and the main roster women's title, and the two champions that are competing for that title. And let's get this women's unification match underway. And they both just punched at the same time. Dawn blocking that punch. Go behind by Dawn into a headlock, and Sonya slips out of it. And Sonya with a headlock on Dawn. And Dawn gets out of it into a drop toe hold. Dawn picking up Sonya. Punch to the face. And another one. And a chop to the chest. And Sonya blocking that jump and whiffed the kick there. It's Dawn with a headlock on Sonya. Whips her in the corner. And now Dawn she's dropping Sonya face first on the top turnbuckle. And now Dawn getting flipped over by Sonya there. And Sonya just punching the shiznits out of Dawn. And now Sonya just putting the boots to Dawn there. And Sonya whipping Dawn into the corner. Misses the clothesline as Dawn moved out of the way to Sonya. And now Dawn with just more chops and a punch, and just more punches and chops to Sonya, knocking her down with that one. Going for cover and a rope break. Springboard by Dawn. If it's not super kicks, it's springboards, which Dawn is going to be doing like crazy. And Sonya moved out of that one. And Dawn getting really good, and Sonya to go behind on Dawn. Sorry, suplex by Sonya to Dawn. And now Sonya with more punches to Dawn. She blocks that one, responds with her own, and a go behind by Dawn. And Sonya with an elbow and a chin breaker to Dawn there. And Sonya just more punches to Dawn, and she blocks that one. And Zaguri by Dawn. And Sonya with a German suplex. And Dawn blocking that punch, and another headlock there. And Dawn with a suplex to Sonya. And now Dawn with an armbar on Sonya. Crucifix there by Dawn to Sonya. Now Dawn with a go behind on Sonya. And a chop block. Now Dawn picking Sonya back up. And another headlock. Headlock takeover by Dawn to Sonya. Elbow drop to the chest of Sonya there by Dawn. And now Dawn with a headlock on Sonya, who reverses it into a Russian leg sweep. And Sonya just with repeated punches to Dawn. And Sonya just hurling Dawn into the ropes. This is why Sonya is the representative of the unwashed in the women's division. She's just been a terror in this division. Clothesline the Dawn, knocking her down. And Dawn just more punches to Dawn there. And a headlock. And Dawn trips her up, knocking her down. And Sonya just shoves her off. Kick attempt by Sonya and just shoves her away. Forearm to the face of Sonya by Dawn. And Dawn just a straight stomp to the head of Sonya. You know, Dawn with an armbar on Sonya. And a shot to the arm of Sonya there by Dawn. And Dawn with a neckbreaker to Sonya. Elbow drop to the chest of Sonya there by Dawn. Sorry. And Dawn picking up Sonya into a go behind again. Shot to the back. And a headlock by Dawn. And Dawn with a suplex to Sonya again. And just another just straight kick, stomp to the head of Sonya there. That's just going to piss her off. And Sonya with rake to the eyes of Dawn. Just whiffed the kick there. Colin nibble tie up. Sean's going to be happy about that. And Dawn with a headlock on Sonya into an armbar. Into an armbar. Figgy. And now Dawn with another elbow to the back of Sonya. And Dawn picking Sonya back up. And Sonya getting out of Dawn trying to go there into a Russian leg sweep. And Khan double tie between the two again, freaking the strength of these two. And Dawn with a headlock on Sonya. Punch the head of Sonya there by Dawn. Another neck breaker by Dawn to Sonya. Elbow drop by Dawn to Sonya there. Now Dawn with a freaking pile driver to Sonya. And just pair of stomps to Sonya there. And Sonya with another rake to the eyes of Dawn. And a clothesline taking her down. And Dawn trips up Sonya. And now Dawn with a sharpshooter on freaking Sonya into a figure 4 leg lock, one of the two. And now Dawn picking Sonya up after the figure 4. And Sonya the knee to the midsection of Dawn. And Sonya freaking with just a power slam or body slam of Dawn there. And Dawn just punches her off. Clothesline by Sonya taking down Dawn again. And now Dawn's back up into a headlock by Sonya. Elbow to the face. And now Sonya with a headlock on Dawn again. Suplex to Dawn there. I think that was like a fisherman suplex. And Dawn is back up in a weird way there. And now Dawn with an enziguri to Sonya. And now Dawn setting up for this devastating super kick she's won matches with, including super kicking freaking Hermione and Daphne Blake, you know what I mean, in the one tag team match way back in the day. And Sonya nailing Dawn with a German suplex. And Sonya with another German suplex there to Dawn. Tried to go for a forearm. And now Sonya with an armbar on Dawn. And these two are competing to win the Undisputed Women's Championship. And whoever wins this match will be facing Zelda, who has made it openly clear in the interview the other day that at the Super Show at the end of the month, that is where she will be turning in her freaking opportunity she won by winning the Money in the Bank match a couple of days ago, and she'll be facing whoever wins this match. And it was interesting earlier in the show when Sonya was confronted by Daenerys Targaryen. It was going to be in the women's tournament of glory. It'll be happening as well, along with the men's. It hasn't been announced yet, but since everybody's just spoiling it, I'm just putting it out there. And now Sonya with a freaking powerbomb to Dawn. He's going for the triple powerbomb she likes to use. And a third powerbomb to Dawn by Sonya. Now Sonya dragging Dawn away from the ropes. Going for a cover is Sonya. Only a one count is Dawn kicked out. What the fuck? And now Sonya with a freaking submission on Dawn, trying to make her tap out, using that military training she has. Special forces. There's no way Dawn's tapping out of this, and thankfully she didn't. And now Sonya getting flipped over by Dawn. A headlock by Dawn, into an armbar, into a go behind. And just slams her down, does Dawn, to Sonya. Elbow to the back of the head of Sonya by Dawn there. And just a stomp to the arm of Sonya there by Dawn. And now Dawn going for a freaking camel clutch. Make her humble! Make her tap! Ask her! And Sonya using her strength to be able to crawl her way over the ropes to get a rope break. And just more punches and chops there by Dawn in armbar again. And Dawn whipping Sonya in the corner. Watch out, ref. Clothesline knocking her down. And now Dawn flipping Sonya over, going for another camel clutch, trying to make her submit. And Sonya is literally right there at the ropes. And Sonya managed to get to the ropes again. Sonya's a tough lady, that's for sure. And Sonya whiffing that kick there. A go behind by Sonya on Dawn, into a headlock. Another armbar, trying to work over Dawn's arm some more. And Sonya with a axe handle to the back of Dawn there. And German suplex again by Dawn. Sonya, the Dawn there. That's like, what, the third or fourth one? And now just more freaking work over on the arm of Dawn there. And now Dawn's back up. And right into another German suplex. Jesus Christ. Suplex City here. Going on here by Sonya. Go behind by Sonya, and Dawn reverses it into an armbar. Forearm knocking her down. And Dawn making a comeback. Atomic drop to Sonya. And Dawn with a body slam to Sonya as well. And Dawn with a... well, tried to go for something, but Sonya reversed it into a DDT. And Sonya with the springboard! Which she missed. I thought Dawn was about to super kick her friggin' head off. And now Dawn setting up for the super kick like I thought she was about to when Sonya tried to go for the springboard. Forearm to Sonya. And now she's just taunting. And knocking on the corners of Sonya. Clothesline at Dawn by Sonya there. And just more punches to the head of Dawn by Sonya there. And Sonya going for these freaking power bombs again. And she's actually just a normal power bomb that time, but she's going to go for a triple power bomb. Now she's just punishing Dawn, just beating the crap out of her. Kicked in the section of Dawn by Sonya. And Dawn reversing whatever Sonya tried to go for there into a DDT flatliner. And it's Dawn springboard, which she nailed. Going for cover is Dawn. Only a one count. Drop kick by Dawn to Sonya. A DDT by Dawn to Sonya. And now it's Dawn going for another camel clutch on Sonya there. Trying to make her submit. And Sonya tapped out to the camel clutch. And Dawn is the first ever undisputed women's champion. Kind of was hoping she would have hit a super kick, but it's whatever. And I'm just happy that Dawn freaking finally won the match and freaking was able to beat Sonya. As Sonya's just been having a way with Dawn the entire match. Freaking suplexes and all kinds of shit to her the entire time. But Dawn unifies the titles in the single title. And now Dawn is the first undisputed champion. And now you know who's going to be facing Zelda at the end of the month. Freaking Christ. Huge win for Dawn. And the Unwashed are going to be livid that Sonya lost for the first time in like forever. And the next match is the main event of the show. Marcus Creed takes on Jacob Cassidy for the World Heavyweight Championship. Finally. Freaking hope to God that Creed manages to bring that belt home. And congrats to Dawn for bringing the women's title home to this company. And not freaking the Unwashed. And I was just told that this was going on backstage area right as we're about to have the world title match. And Xavier and Xander are doing exactly what Xavier said they were going to do. And they're making sure to take care of Jacob Cassidy's goons so they wouldn't be able to get involved in the world title match that's about to happen. And Xander is paired off with AJ, and Kevin Steen is going at it with Xavier. And Xavier and Xander are probably still pissed about losing the tag titles earlier in the night too. But Xavier gave his word, and he told Creed that they would make sure that the freaking Cassidy's goons wouldn't get involved in his match tonight. And I'm just wondering what the heck is going on with Austin Aries, because I know he's probably still hanging around in the arena somewhere. And these four are just going at it in the backstage area. And I'm being told that there is something going on. And Aries is apparently brawling with somebody somewhere else in the backstage area. So I'm going to get a camera on that freaking stat. And now we finally got a camera on it. And Damien's the one making sure Aries doesn't get involved in Cassidy's and Creed's match that's supposed to be about to happen. And it is just freaking chaos happening in the backstage area. Where the Reckoning is being dealt with by the freaking King's family, who are friends with freaking Marcus Creed. And it looks like freaking Jacob Cassidy isn't going to have any backup in his match against Creed, which is good, because that means Cassidy's going to have to fight Creed one-on-one, like he freaking should be. And from what I've been told, Xavier and Xander are taking care of freaking Styles and Kevin Steen. And have made sure that they're not going to be getting involved in this match. And Damien is just beating the crap out of Austin Aries and making sure he doesn't get involved in the match either. Meanwhile, match is about to start at ringside, and Damien just nailing Aries with the Spirit Breaker and takes him out of action, which is good. Get fucked, Austin Aries, you freaking dick. And this is the World Heavyweight Championship main event match between Creed and Cassidy. And I still can't believe that Xavier Xander and Damien King all pretty much took care of the freaking rest of the Reckoning and made sure that they can't assist their boss, freaking Jacob Cassidy, in this match and try to screw over Marcus Creed. And you know Cassidy's probably going to be pissed about this, because now he has to go into this match alone. And he has to somehow manage to beat Creed one-on-one. And he's probably well aware that Creed is freaking determined and has been waiting for this match for months now, and he's been waiting to get payback against Cassidy for all the shit that he's caused him for months now, and to finally get his hands on him. Freaking after all the shit talking Cassidy's been doing lately, and I don't think Cassidy was prepared, freaking to have no backup in this case. But he's still gonna act all cocky and confident with himself, and he probably knows in the back of his mind he's probably going to lose tonight. And I'm hoping he does, because that would be freaking dope. Because Creed's been gunning for the world title ever since he won the Tournament of Glory last year. And this has been a long time coming, where he finally gets a straight up one-on-one match without any bullshit. Especially since Cassidy freaking burnt his bridge with the Unwashed when he formed his own group and he turned on the rest of them. But either way, here comes the dude who is probably biggest fan favorite in the whole company, and has been screwed more times than I can count when it comes to the world title, and finally now gets his one-on-one opportunity and hopefully finally take this freaking title away from this dickhead Cassidy and finally bring the belt back home after having to deal with Johnny Cage also holding it for like forever. And Creed is nervous as all hell, as he said earlier in the show, but I'm confident he's confident that he's going to fulfill his destiny tonight. And he's finally going to claim that World Heavyweight Championship. Freaking not counting out Cassidy, though, because Cassidy isn't a slouch. There's a reason why he even won the title to begin with. And he managed to retain it, besides the fact that Cassidy won a freaking opportunity, then he used it that same night, which was the last time Creed got taken out, and then he beat Johnny Cage for it. And then he retained it against Cage in a match in the pay-per-view following. And there's a challenger, and there's a champion. The dude has held that title for 150-something days now. This freaking dickhead who keeps talking about the reckoning coming for LWW. Well, guess what, buddy? That reckoning ain't happening anytime soon. Only one getting a reckoning is you, and it's you losing that title finally. Freaking. In this match, I've been looking forward to it forever, and this is going to be awesome, hopefully. And Creed is just trying to make his comeback here after just getting out of that submission attempt, and Cassidy just punching him, but Creed gets out of whatever catch trying to go for there, and just slams him down, nails an elbow drop, and now Creed with another headlock on Cassidy, whips him in the corner, just throws him in the corner, and German suplexes his sorry ass across the ring. And now Cassidy getting whipped to the outside by Creed. And Cassidy blocking out what Creed tried to go for there. And now they're both back in the ring. And Creed blocking out Cassidy tried to go for. And Creed with a Russian leg sweep with a Cassidy there. And that clothesline just knocking him down there. And now headlock by Creed on Cassidy into a go behind. And now Cassidy reverses into a belly-to-back suplex. And now Cassidy picking up Creed. An armbar by Cassidy on Creed. Arm drag there. Headlock by Cassidy. And just repeated kicks to the head of Creed there. And go behind again into another headlock. And Creed reverses it into a Russian leg sweep again. Springboard, which Cassidy blocked. And misses the knee drop as Cassidy. A headlock by Cassidy. And a chin breaker to Creed there. And now Cassidy with a headlock on Creed. Elbow to the face of Creed there by Cassidy. And a kick sending him in the corner. Oh god. And now Cassidy just making fun of Xavier by stealing his submission move there. And now they're both back in the ring. Go behind by Creed on Cassidy. Just whips him in the corner. And just whips him in the opposite corner. Watch out, ref. Running shoulder tackle in the corner by Creed there. And I'm just grinding his knee against Cassidy's face, which you really can't see because the ref's in the way. Elbow drop at Cassidy there. And just a kick to the leg of Cassidy by Creed there. Another elbow drop. Armbar by Creed there on Cassidy. A knee to the midsection of Creed by Cassidy. There's more kicks by Cassidy to Creed. And misses the heel kick. And just barely got him with that clothesline. And Cassidy blocking that punch. And go behind by Cassidy on Creed. And a drop kick to the back. Collar elbow top between the two. These two have just been going at it for a minute. And freaking they've just been even. And Creed just punching down Cassidy and missing that elbow drop. Kicked in midsection by Cassidy. And dual chops. Just more kicks and he missed with that one. And Creed tried to go for another kick there. He got blocked to a dragon screw by Cassidy. Knee drop to Creed there. And another one. Just more kicks. Oh god. And now Cassidy with another freaking brain buster to Creed there. Going for a cover is Cassidy. 1, 2, and Creed kicks out again, thank god. And now Cassidy whipping Creed to the outside. And Creed just dumping Cassidy to the outside. He's trying to take him off the apron. And now Cassidy bringing Creed over to the freaking barricade. At least he's trying to, at least. Clothesline by Creed there. And misses the elbow drop. And Creed with a freaking salute to the fallen fall-away slam there, but you need to get him back in the ring in order to pin him, Creed. Oh, God. And now Creed with an Olympic slam to Cassidy on the outside as well. I don't know why he's not doing this in the fucking ring, though. And now the ref's up to count of 6, and Creed is just right back out to go after Cassidy. And sends Cassidy right into the staircase. This Creed. Freaking, you deserve that, Cassidy, you freaking dickhead. And just sending him back in the ring, this Creed. Elbow to the head of Cassidy by Creed there. And now Creed, springboard, which he nailed. Finally nailed one. And now Creed with another springboard, which he missed. Good job. Right as I was complimenting you. Clothesline by Creed to Cassidy. And now just slamming the back of his head against the ring. And now Creed tried to go for a submission, but Cassidy just punched him off there. Oh, God. And now Cassidy going for the freaking reckoning to Creed. And now Cassidy going for a pin on Creed. 1, and Creed kicked out at 1 again. And Cassidy whooping Creed, but Creed reversing into a chin breaker, and now just slamming his head against the ring some more. Payback for all the shit he's caused him for months now. Springboard by Creed, which he missed again. God damn it, Creed. And now Creed's back up. And Creed just ran right into him. Clothesline knocking him down. And another one. And he missed the heel kick. And he missed that one too to Cassidy. And Cassidy just dodging out of the way while Creed tried to go for there. And now Cassidy trying to make his comeback. Whoops Creed on the ropes. Nails a drop kick there. And that one. And Cassidy catching him with the neck break. What the hell is Cassidy doing? Creed's still down in the ring. Oh, God. Cassidy's got a chair. And Cassidy just got himself disqualified like the piece of shit he is. Fuck you, Cassidy, you dick. Oh shit, it's the freaking GM Paul Phoenix who just freaking came out here after Cassidy got himself disqualified like a piece of freaking trash like he is and was just talking shit. Was about to leave. And he's still freaking talking shit in the ring while Phoenix is literally out. He needs the freaking GM. Freaking Cassidy doesn't give a shit. Freaking disrespectful asshole. Oh hell yeah, it's freaking please restart the match, Phoenix. Please restart this freaking match, because we cannot end this fucking show like this. With this douchebag walking out of the freaking show with the title if he went and got himself disqualified on purpose. Oh, please do it, Phoenix. Please do it. Fuck yes, this match is going to be restarted soon. Thank Christ. And hopefully Creed's still able to continue. Yeah, go fuck yourself, Cassidy, you freaking asshole. And now the match is about to be restarted here. And Cassidy is freaking pissed. And now this match is being restarted. Creed's back in the ring. And Creed immediately with the Olympic slam to Cassidy. Pin him, Creed. And now dragging him from the ropes is Creed. Going for a cover. 1, 2. And Cassidy kicks out of the fucking asshole. And now Creed with just more punches. And he's just gets nailed and enziguri by Cassidy, their freaking dick. Can't believe Cassidy tried to get himself disqualified like the piece of shit that he is, but I'm not surprised that he would do that. And weird reverse neckbreaker. And Creed, springboard, which he missed. God damn it, Creed. And now Cassidy with a headlock on Creed, and kicked the midsection of Creed by Cassidy, whips him in the ropes, is Cassidy, nails him with a drop kick again, and another one. And nails him with a neck breaker. And now Cassidy picking up Creed. Oh god, he's trying to hit him with that freaking brain buster again. And he nails it. Now drags him away from the ropes. Going for a cover is Cassidy. One. Only a 1 count. And Creed kicked out again. Oh god, now Cassidy has him up with a freaking reckoning, which he nails him with again. And now Cassidy going for a cover again on Creed. 1, 2, and Creed kicked out again. And there's another slap and more kicks, and Creed dodges that one. Kick to the midsection. And Creed, no Olympic slam to Cassidy. And Creed dragging Cassidy from the ropes. Going for a cover is Creed. 1, 2, and Creed finally wins the world title. Fucking thank goddamn Christ. Creed finally beats this scumbag asshole for the world title. And Grinchy's gonna be losing his shit in the chat when he sees this. Fucking finally, Cassidy tried to pull all the bullshit that he could. And even after hitting him with both of his finishers, he still couldn't put Creed down for good. And Creed finally claims the world title that's been eluding him for a year. And finally brings that belt fucking home. Jesus Christ. Thank God that Creed finally freaking won this damn thing. And if you was watching this, like this video, leave a like, comment, all that stuff. I'll see you in the next video, which will be the 7-on-7 match between Viva La Pollution and the Unwashed. Thank Christ, Creed finally is the world champion. Fucking Christ, and fuck you, Jacob Cassidy. Peace out, people.